I'd like to talk about the management of within an organization and how we're dealing with cyber attacks from a management and board perspective, for that matter.
Sure.
We'll start off with the Chief Information Security Officer.
Yep.
What's the role of this position?
Yeah. So the CISO or CISO, depending upon where you come from in the world.
Yeah.
So the Chief Information Security Officer is an executive responsible for the organization's overall information and data security. It's a senior role that needs both technical and business acumen, and he or she has different responsibilities. But I would say it's a very senior position who will try to bridge the gap with the C-suite executives and board members, and downstream with the IT teams, ensuring the overall cybersecurity of the organization. Okay, so the CISO has different responsibilities like the cyber risk and cyber intelligence to keep abreast of the developing security threats, helping the board understand potential security problems that may arise from either acquisitions or big business moves, and the overall security architecture and operations. It could be planning, buying, rolling out security hardware, software, making sure the IT and network infrastructure is designed with best security practices in mind. The security program management and governance, for example, keeping ahead of security needs by implementing the programs and projects that mitigates these risks, and ensuring the compliances, the regional and global regulatory compliances from a cyber perspective are being adhered. So these are different responsibilities of a CISO.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that the CISO is either reporting to senior management and or potentially the board. So these topics are increasingly being discussed at a board level. How are boards getting involved in cyber risk management?
That's a very good question. So on one hand, there's a rise of cyber attacks and subsequent losses. On the other hand, board needs to understand whether their organization can get attacked as well. So in the last few years, especially, cyber risk management became an essential in the overall enterprise risk management for the organizations. Okay, and the board is more interested to know that is our organization cyber resilient? Are the cyber practices fully aligned with our risk appetite? That's very important to see that, because each organization has an appetite of how much risk they can take and how much investments they can do in the cyber. Mm-hmm. And are we planning and forecasting appropriately for that particular sector? That's again very important, that in their sector, are they able to forecast appropriately? And what is the biggest cyber threat? Is it external? Is it a nation states attackers? Is it random attackers on the internet? Or is it from the internal insiders? Depending upon their industry type and the nature of their business, the threats vary, the degree of the impact varies. So these are the couple of questions that they'll be interested to know from the C-suite executives. And the CISO's role is to provide these data points to the board.